Yes, class. Yes, after looking the advantage of agriculture, now let us see the problem facing agriculture in the world case study in Tanzania. First is the climate hazard. Climate hazard also, this may be the change of climate. If there is a change of climate, automatically agriculture will be affected. So through the change of climate, this may be the shortage of rainfall or the absence of rainfall throughout of the year, so of which now agriculture will not be involving in a higher maximum. Another is pest and disease. Pest and disease, these are diseases which attack crops in the farm. If there is diseases and there is no pest, or pests does not kill those insects, so those insects automatically will lead to the effect of agriculture, because the crops cultivated will be attacked with those pests. So after looking this, let us see deterioration of soil fertility. Deterioration of soil fertility, sometimes it may be caused with the heavy rainfall taking away of soil fertility. This is due to after the higher rainfall to be raining in a particular area, so the water that flow from one area to another area may lead to the destruction or the rush away of the topmost layer of the soil. So if the topmost layer of the soil will be taken away, now it will lead to deterioration of the soil fertility, because the upper part that has fertility will be taken away. Also, there is poor management. Poor management of the agriculture is mainly due to the government. If the government will not manage this agriculture, also poor management will exist. So if poor management will exist, now some subsidies, manure and the other financial assistance will not be provided to the farmers. Automatically agriculture will be affected. Another is the market flooding, example low price. Or market flooding means if there will be higher production but there is low demand, automatically the price of the crops cultivated or of the raw material will be low. So through this low price of material will lead to the problem of agriculture or to the farm. There is expensive input. Expensive input, this means that there is the use of a high amount of money to put in agriculture, but still the crops that will be harvested will be low compared to the amount of money that has been input into the farm, but the output will be small. Also, there is land encroachment, example conflict of farmers. If there is small piece of land, or there is a small land on the particular area, but a number of farmers is very high, this problem will occur. So after looking at that, let us see the way of improving agriculture in Tanzania. There is storage management, pest and disease, soil fertility, subsidies, example money from the government. This soil fertility, the application of manure so that the land can be fertile, so that for the production of higher quality. Pest and disease now, this after the use of pesticides, so this problem will be solved. So after that, this one, so let us see the so-called livestock keeping. Livestock keeping, this refers to the animal and the birds kept in a farm, or it may include cattle, goats, sheep, pigs, camel, and etc. Livestock keeping is the part of agriculture, because we have said agriculture involving crops cultivation and the animal keeping. There are three major forms of livestock keeping. First is pastoralism, second is sedentary livestock keeping, and the commercial livestock keeping. So after that, so now let us see the first, that is pastoralism. Pastoralism is the practice of rearing pasture dependent animals such as cattle, goats, camel, and sheep. It may sometimes called nomadism. So the process of rearing animal in a certain place, that is what we call pastoralism. So after looking at that, my dear student, before we wind up the session, let us see the question. Explain 5 challenges of agriculture or problems of agriculture. These are challenges which face the agriculturalist or agriculture in general. So read your notes and then you will answer this question at the end of the session. Thank you very much for listening, my dear students. Yes, my dear students, I am Mr. Emmanuel Charles from Edukea Education Center or Edukea Tanzania. Welcome again. Today let us see Geography Form 2. Our topic is agriculture, and in agriculture we shall see about the issue of pastoralism, sedentary livestock keeping, commercial livestock keeping, and it is advantages. So my dear students, here first of all I want to let you know the meaning of pastoralism. Pastoralism, this is a practice of rearing pastures depending animals such as cattle, goat, camel, etc. So pastoralism, this is among of the issues that is under agriculture activities, but it involves the issue of keeping animal in the different areas. Here in Tanzania there is different tribes like Sukuma, Nyamwezi, Masai, and the others. Those tribes are investing or are relying in keeping of animal. So when you talk about pastoralism, this involves the keeping of animal, and it is characterized with the features like the moving of people from one place to another place, searching for pastures, food, and the other things which is the demand of their animals. So after looking at that, nomadism, after looking at pastoralism, let us see the issue of nomadism. Nomadism is a practice in which people keep a large number of livestock and move from one place to another in search of water and the pastures for their animals. So through looking pastoralism, and now we are looking about nomadism. Nomadism, it is under pastoralism, of which now people move from one place to another place looking for food, that is grass, water, and the other needs for their animals. So through that, people must move from one area to another. That is involve seasonal and after another season, whereby now there is a shortage of food, of grasses, shortage of water. So it is the driving force or the pushing force to ensure that these people who are involving in rearing of animal can move from one area to another area so that they can get food for their animals. So after looking at pastoralism and nomadism, let us see sedentary livestock keeping. Sedentary livestock keeping, this is the type of rearing animals. It involves keeping of livestock in a farm. Sedentary livestock keeping, this is the types of livestock keeping whereby animal does not move from one place to another place, but they are rearing for meat and then another usage. So this sedentary livestock keeping involve animals searching for food and the water. This livestock keeping may be for meat or daily purpose. So these types of sedentary livestock keeping, animal are not moving from one area to another area, but the keeper or this person who are involving with this livestock keeping are responsible for searching food and bring food for animals. Also, he or she provide water for those animals, but those animals are still in the same place or in houses, whereby now animals who doing that, they cannot move looking for food or water, but the one who is responsible is the man who are rearing those animals. So after looking at this sedentary livestock keeping, let us see commercial livestock keeping. As it is called commercial livestock keeping, commercial means trade. So this type of livestock keeping, it is involving the keeping of animal for commercial purpose. So by brief, it refers to the rearing of livestock keeping for meat, milk, or wool, which is the sold for income. So these types of livestock keeping now involve the keeping of animal like camel, goat, donkey, cows, and the other animals, but mostly they are used for meat, milk, or wool. Wool are used for industrial purpose as the raw material to produce textile or clothes. Meat are used in defense purpose, either at home as a food, or are sent to the market, or are sent to the industry to be processed so that it can be used as the food in different parts of the country or in a certain particular country. So also milk are used in defense purposes, whatever are using at home like food. Also, through doing that as a commercial purpose, after selling meat, milk, and the wool, now this person who are involving in these types of keeping of animal, now he earning some amount of money which is related to the increase of the income. So my dear students, after looking at that, let us see the economic importance of livestock keeping in Tanzania. The livestock keeping in Tanzania has different impacts. First is the source of food. Source of food, how does it mean? The source of food, which means that after keeping this animal now, we can get meat. So this meat acts as the source of food because the meat is a product of those animals that has been keeping with a certain person in a particular area. So after looking at this now, let us see industrial development. Industrial development, this means that after those animals which are kept in a particular area being slaughtered, now we get milk. Milk are being processed in the industry to create different foods or different products. Meat are processed in the industry to create food. Also wool are processed in the industry to create different products, like in the textile industry, whereby in the textile industry now wool are used to create clothes as the end product of this raw material. So through doing that, it led to the industrial development because of availability of raw material. Also, after looking at this one, let us see point number 3, which is employment opportunity. Employment opportunity, this is due to the different factors due to the presence of these types of livestock keeping, of which now employment opportunity are there due to the industrial development. After the industrial development to develop, now people can get it. Now people, both skilled and unskilled labor, get employment opportunity in the industry because the industry now need laborers. So those laborers are skilled and unskilled labor. So through that, people get employment opportunity. Also, there is a source of government revenue. Source of government revenue, this is due to these people who are involving in activities of keeping animals, where after selling milk, meat, and wool, now the government receive revenues from those people who are involving in this trade of livestock keeping, and the people who are buying and selling different raw materials from this product. Also, there is a promotion of trade. Promotion of trade now, this is due to the availability of raw material like wool, the product like milk, product like meat. So through doing that, this product to be present in a particular area, now it will promote trade from one country to another country or within the country, whereby now, example in Dar es Salaam, people are involving in trading meat, people are involving in trading milk. So in case of selling milk from one area to another area, it promotes trade. Also, point number 6, transport. Animals are, this commercial livestock keeping improve, or in general pastoralism improve transport. Example, the use of donkey, carrying of luggages or carrying of different materials from one area to another area, or sometimes donkey are used at the domestic purpose, carrying of water from one area to another area, and the carrying of other goods from one area to another area. So donkey acts as a part of the transport. So after looking at that, my dear students, let us see the use of marginal land. The use of marginal land also is another advantage of this pastoralism in general. Because marginal land, marginalized, it is a land which is left useless. So if it is there is a land that is left useless, it has no any kind of fertility. Now people are decided to use it for keeping animals, of which now later it will be having fertile soil. So through doing that, marginal land are turned into useful state through keeping of animals. So after looking at that, my dear student, let us do this question. With examples explaining 5 importance of livestock keeping in Tanzania. So my dear students, after looking at that, you will sit it down, then you will make the discussion about the questions. Thank you very much.